Well, Kevin McCarthy's reign as Speaker of the House was short and anything but sweet. But it just proves what I've been saying all along. The Republican Party is non-existent. The Republican Party is the party of Donald Trump. Because Kevin McCarthy voted to keep the government open. Meanwhile, Donald Trump was over here demanding that the government be closed. And he actually thought that if the government shut down, that would stop all of the court cases against him, that would halt all the investigations. Either he thought that, or he knew his followers were stupid enough to believe that. He knew that if he painted that picture that way, that his followers would all get on board. But can we just cut right through all the bullshit and get down to the real reason why that Republicans wanted to shut down the government? They wanted the government shut down because they knew it would hurt the economy. They knew it would hurt inflation. And they knew they could then turn and blame everything, like they already do, on Joe Biden. They could put all the blame on him. And it's really hard to follow, and it's really hard to make it all make sense because there is no consistency from the right at all. See, they will sit here and they will tell us that we have to shut the government down. Meanwhile, if Joe Biden allows the government to be shut down, they will blame him. And they will say that it's his fault that the government shut down. I know it doesn't make sense, but you're not going to make it make sense on the right side of the aisle. They'll tell you all day long that the government does not work for you, that the government shouldn't be working for you, that the government shouldn't be solving your problems, and they'll vote to shut it down. If Biden allows it to be shut down, they will blame him and say, Biden wanted to shut your government down. And in no world does any of it make sense. But at the end of the day, Donald Trump was over here calling for the government to be shut down because he wanted the heat taken off him. He wanted more ammunition to be able to throw at Joe Biden. And he lives in a world where his cult will believe whatever he says unconditionally. They won't look into anything to see if that's actually how it works. He ushered in people into the political arena that had no clue how the government worked. He ushered in people into the political arena who thought that he could run the White House the way he ran The Apprentice. So no, at no point is his followers ever going to say, wait a minute, that ain't how it works. As long as he says it's Biden's fault, and as long as he can find ways to blame it on Biden, they will continue to give him a pass for everything he's done. And you've got a party who allowed themselves to be infiltrated by this dude. They're taking orders from a guy with 91 charges. They're taking orders from a guy with 4 indictments. They're taking orders from a guy who is being exposed for the shitty con artist that we all knew he was. And why are they doing it? Because at the end of the day, he pushes their agenda. That's all they give a shit about. That's all they give a shit about is winning. They don't care how they do it. They don't care if they scrape the bottom of the barrel to find a leader because they have no bottom. Ron DeSantis himself said, I knew the election was fair. I knew that Joe Biden won, but I backed the election deniers anyway because I wanted to win. And they're over here, they're taking orders from a guy in all this deep shit because at the end of the day, they don't have anything left. If you take the Trump base away from the Republican Party, they got nothing. And Kevin McCarthy was dumb enough to think that Democrats would come to his rescue and that we would save him. But we watched him go back and forth. We saw that his word didn't mean shit. There's no way we were going to leap in there and save him. And so now that's what the Republican Party is. It's just a party of Trump. It's a party of chaos. It's a party of no ideas. But that's okay, because as long as they distract their followers with all the talking points they need to, those followers will keep repeating them, and nothing will change. And they'll always have a way to blame it on Joe Biden. Hypothetically, if Donald Trump somehow was put back in power right now at this very minute, 5 minutes later, not even 5 minutes later, the people you hear blaming Biden would shift all of that. And they would say that the reason that inflation is the way it is, the reason the economy is the way it is is because Democrats are fighting against Trump. He's trying to fight for us. Well, you guys go ahead and keep believing that con man is fighting for you, and the rest of us will stay over here in the land of common sense.